Humans make decisions thousands and thousands of times a day, and a lot of times we make them intuitively right. But for a lot of our big decisions, we can take our time. Yeah, we can process information, assess information slowly and considerably, and come up with good, meaningful, effective decisions. Yeah. But again, there are some times where we might need to make quick decisions. One of the arguments, let's say, for some more palatable forms of discriminatory behaviour, for example, might come in times where we need to make a quick decision and we might need to prejudge individuals. For example, let's say, you're in a big city like New York City, walking around, and let's say you're rushing to get to a subway station and you're a bit lost, and you see two people walking towards you. One looks like an obvious tourist, the other one looks like a local. You're probably going to ask the local, right? The person who you've prejudged quickly to be a local, where the directions are or how to get to the nearest subway station. Actually, take that back. New Yorkers are mean. Don't ask New Yorkers for directions. That's a ironic generalization, right? But yes, sometimes, perhaps when we do not have time, we use our human intuition and a lot of what we call our mental shortcuts in order to make those quick decisions. And these mental shortcuts in particular help us when there is complex situations where we can't possibly go through all the information in a reasonably short period of time. And so we need to rely upon these heuristics, these different patterns that we've learnt from the past to make some of these decisions. Now, just caveat, yes, for most interactions with other human beings, we have the time. We have the time to assess. We don't have to generalize. We can personalize our assessments, yeah? But what about in the investment world? Investment world is very complex. A lot of information, a lot of assessment that needs to be made. The optimal investment decision often will come from a good amount of financial modeling and investment considerations, yeah? Going through the books, looking at the numbers, looking at risk, looking at performance, looking at strategy, and all of that to assess companies and investments and figure out what makes a sound financial judgment. But there's one problem in the investment world. Information moves quickly. By the time we've finished assessing our current batch of information, a whole new batch of information is now available, ready to be assessed. If we keep on trying to keep up with the flow of information, we might never make a decision, right? Also, markets move quickly. If we take time with our assessment, others who move first might move markets in a way which no longer makes an investment viable or might make our analysis worthless. So instead of making slow, optimal decisions in the investment world, sometimes we need to make fast, effective decisions. We call this satisficing. And this is the concept that, yes, sometimes a quick decision is better than an optimal decision.
Now, eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted some familiar landmarks in this video, so to play the Where is Dr. Dan game, head over to my Substack to be the first to log your location guess. See you next time.